when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Thursday, 13th March 2025, and as we continue to celebrate International Women's Day, I am Adana Kambi. We're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago, and what a beautiful day it is. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And as you are aware, we continue to have beautiful guest co-hosts in our studio this morning. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you our co-host this morning, Dr. Faith Brebner. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. It's wonderful being on this side of the interview this morning. Thanks for having me.
A pleasure having you here with us this morning. And you know, we continue to celebrate the woman, her struggles, her challenges, and the fact that she's resilient enough to overcome them and to shine wherever she is positioned. And so, of course, the honor is mine to have you in studio with me this morning as we go through the conversations this morning, highlighting some of our beautiful women. I mean, when you hear the term, when we celebrate women, I think we should celebrate women every day. But when we have the period to celebrate women, what does that mean for you?
Certainly, it means highlighting the fact that women are different, and different is good. And it means highlighting the femininity that comes from a woman. Femininity can be strong, as we will talk to some of the ladies this morning. Yes. Femininity also can be quiet, soothing, comforting, and it's trying to figure out how we are able to do all of those things together collectively and still come out on top and still be resilient and still do all of the things that we have to do. And so I'm excited about this week, and I want to congratulate Tobago Updates for having a week like this, ensuring that we really are highlighting the good work that women have been doing in Tobago.
Of course, and we will continue to highlight them as much as we can, even after we come out of International Women's Day. I mean, what we take pride in here is ensuring that all of Tobagonians have a space that we could celebrate all who we are. Ladies and gentlemen, we do hope that you could stay with us throughout the entire programming as we go through the conversations this morning. But before we get into those talks, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, March 13th, 2025. The United Kingdom government has announced that all Trinidad and Tobago nationals now require a visa to enter the United Kingdom, including for short visits, effective March 12th, 2025. The decision follows a sharp rise in Trinidad and Tobago nationals arriving as visitors and later claiming asylum. A 6-week transition period allows pre-booked travelers with the ETA to enter visa-free until April 23, 2025. Trinidad and Tobago officials expressed disappointment, calling the move disappropriate. The United Kingdom aims to process visas within 15 days with a 6-month visa costing £115. The requirement will be reviewed over time. Up next, the High Court has denied the Tobago House of Assembly's bid to overturn a default judgment requiring it to pay $18.3 million to Nazvik Contractors Limited for breach of contract. Justice R. Rahim ruled that the THA failed to present a viable defense and acted recklessly in handling the case. The THA claimed the lawsuit documents were misplaced due to office relocations but delayed action for months. The court found no justification for its failure to respond promptly. The THA must now pay the full amount and cover the legal costs to Nazvik Contractors Limited. And finally, the shores of Tobago embraced a monotonous occasion as the world luxury resident at sea, the largest private residential yacht, arrived at Scarborough Port yesterday. This historic visit marks the first time the vessel overnighted on the island, signifying a milestone for Tobago's tourism industry. The yacht is set to depart Tobago at 8 p.m. tonight. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Brianna, for our news there in 90 seconds. And of course, I know we're celebrating women, but I just want to talk about your last news story there. And of course, congratulations goes out to the Division of Tourism and what we're doing here on the island of Tobago.
Yes.
You know, when I saw the yacht, I was like, ooh. But now getting the details that it's the largest living yacht docking here on our shores. It really is a proud moment for us here in Tobago.
Yes.
And, you know, I do hope we continue to build on the momentum we have in terms of tourism and being able to present our tourism product to those who will land on our shores as they come through. Whatever time of the year, you never can tell when you could see another yacht. I remember some time ago a yacht docked here and there was a prince. I think it was a chic prince a couple of years ago, and I was trying to look pretty, but I didn't work out. It didn't work out, but you know, it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna get more yachts coming in, and my time will come.
Yes, and probably soon, one of these days, you may be on one of the yachts.
That's what we're talking about. And as you know, even as we continue to celebrate the woman,
yes.
I mean, why not live the best life possible?
Exactly.
You know, talking about celebrating the woman, Biana, we are heading into that debate this morning.
Yes, we are.
And I know you're excited because why are you so excited about that debate this morning?
Because our very own Joshua Dan will be in that debate today.
That's right, representing us here at Tobago Updates Television. And you know,
yes.
I must say congratulations always to Assembly Legislature for providing that platform
yes.
to include young people and to hear the voices, you know, whether it's young people, whether it's women, whether it's boys, girls, whomever, they create that platform
yes.
for inclusiveness. And you know, this morning we're talking about women's issues and the theme. Dr. Faith, you were able to tell us the theme this morning. I hope you remember now.
Certainly. Well, you know, I hope I remember because I was actually one of the facilitators who helped the women who would be debating today. So I'm excited to go and just look at them and to see them flourish. But they will be talking about period poverty and how we in Tobago can help treat with period poverty. Yes. So we're talking fully women's issues. We're talking about your menstrual cycle and the economic and social and all of the other things surrounding that. So I am excited to listen to them and to see if they were paying attention when I did the facilitating a couple of days ago.
Right. And you know, I like the theme because sometimes there are some discussions that we consider as taboo. We don't want to talk about them, and we kind of shun away from them because it might be embarrassing or you don't want anybody to know. But to create a forum like that where we could, and it's something that every single girl or woman has to go through, you know, and so I too am looking forward to see how the discussion unfolds today as we continue to highlight our women's issues. Is there any specific woman, Dr. Faith, that you look up to in terms of her being strong, resilient, overcoming, and being that type of example, whether it's in community work, whether it's in politics, whether it's in your own personal life?
So certainly, I think my mother is at the top of my list because I have seen her go through so much. I have seen her be a preschool teacher. I've seen her shape the minds of so many. I don't think there is anybody in country who my mother has not taught, who my mother has not been a part of shaping their lives. And I see that as a simple little thing, but it's so impactful. And yeah, so she's at the top of my list.
Yes. And you know, for all of our co-hosts who came in this week, Mommy is always ranking, even myself and Biana, Mommy was ranking number one. And so let's salute mothers this morning. Should we salute mothers? We want to say thank you so much to all of our mothers for being in our lives and making that measure of impact. Even if you don't have biological children, the woman, the mother, that maternal instinct, that nurturing instinct, it always comes to the surface. So we say thank you to all our mothers. All right, Biana, thank you so much for being on set with us this morning and having that conversation. And we do hope that you have an amazing day as we continue to celebrate the woman.
Same to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout-outs. And this morning we say happy birthday this morning going out to the very vivacious, lovely, beautiful, larger than life. If you don't know who this is Miss Vaughnette Bickford, and she's celebrating a birthday today. And from all of us here at Tobago Updates Television, we say happy, happy, happy birthday to you. We do hope that you have a wonderful birthday, not just today, but the entire birthday season. However you choose to celebrate, we do hope that you have an amazing time, that you experience love, joy, and everything that comes with celebrating a birthday. So happy birthday to you. And our next celebrant, another a really strong female, doing her thing there in her field, Miss Misha Trim. She also is celebrating a birthday today, and we say happy birthday to you, Misha. And we do pray God's blessings upon your life. We do hope that you have an amazing, amazing birthday today. We pray that as you continue to celebrate, that you feel the love, the joy, and everything that comes with celebrating a birthday. And of course, if you are celebrating and we don't have your photo, we still join in the celebration with you. Whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, a promotion, a new home, a new car, whatever it is, we join in the celebration with you, and we remind you to put God first, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. And of course, as we continue talking about the woman today, Dr. Faith, who do we have on our rundown this morning?
Certainly. So we have three lovely people who will be with us this morning. The first up is Miss Cindy Ramnarine, who's the principal of Bishop's High School, and of course we'll be talking about women in education. Then we have Joseph Morrison, who's a Tobago business manager for Netco, and we'll be rounding out with Miss Leisa Hamilton, who is an acting divisional fire officer. So we're talking about women in the protective services.
Yes, we got you covered this morning, so we do hope that you could stay with us as we go through these conversations this morning, whether you're viewing right here in Tobago, in Trinidad, the Caribbean region, the United States of America, Canada, England, all of Asia, Africa, Australia, wherever you are. This is your opportunity to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back. Cindy Ramnarine, ready to join us in studio this morning.
Tobago, let your voices be heard. The Tobago Special Needs School Committee is inviting you to a series of public consultations on Monday, March 17th, 2025 at the Signal Hill Secondary School, and Wednesday, March 19th, 2025 at the Goodwood Secondary School from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come and dialogue with us as we aim to build a brighter future for Tobago's special needs community. For further details, follow the Facebook page of the Division of Education, Research and Technology.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
Has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supply specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
The Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm. On Easter weekend 2025, Tobago is the place to be from April 17th to 20th. The rhythm, the soul of Tobago. On Thursday, April 17th, get ready for a worship experience at the Shore Park Complex with melodies from heaven. Melodies from heaven. Then on Saturday, 19th April, immerse yourself in the sun, sea, and sand at the Buku Seafood and Jazz Festival, featuring legends of R&B. On Sunday, 20th April, we bring the curtains down at Parade Grounds, Dwight York Stadium for Fusion. Get your tickets on islandetickets.com now or visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for more info. Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival 2025. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show, and with us this morning on set is Miss Cindy Ramnarine. Welcome. How are you this morning?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you here. So tell us a little bit about what do you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
Well, I am a principal at Bishop's High School. I've been principal for the last 10 years. I've been in education for over 31 years now.
Wow.
Yes, and I think I ran from education before entering. I come from a home of educators, and thought, you have to break out. But it kept calling, and that's what I do. I have a heart for service, and that has just been my inspiration all along. The children have been why I continue to do. And as I think I grew in principalship, it wasn't just the children, but then my teachers became, my inspiration as well. So,
and 31 years in education is a very long time, and 10 years as a principal. And we have seen how education has been reforming. We have seen how children have been responding to education, and especially coming out of COVID.
Yes.
We have seen so many different things happening in the space. How were you able to manage your responsibility as principal, ensuring that order was maintained and that there was a space for teaching and learning that was comfortable for both the teacher and the students? I know that's a difficult one. I look as if I put you on the spot. I'm sorry, but
the way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time.
Yes.
And really and truly, that's what my team and I had to do, because it wasn't about the principal. It's never about you. It's about those who you're serving. And I worked with my teachers. I worked with all the teams. And when I say the teams, I mean I have my heads of department, my deans, my year deans, the staff, the various groups, and so on. Other stakeholders or PTA, the board, the division, all who come in, the alumni, everybody. And it's a lot of listening that I have to do. And I think that's been the key to getting things done, listening to where the needs come from and what are the needs, and then serving, not feeling that it's about you at all.
yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you said you've been in this for over 31 years.
Yeah.
What prompted you to start? How did you, why education?
Education changes lives. And that has been my driving force. I believe in it. as I said, I ran from it initially because I felt, this is what my parents did, my mom, my aunt, everybody's doing it. They became principals as well.
Okay.
So, I knew that
It's generations of teachers,
of education.
of educators.
But I kept getting called into it, and I fell in love with it. And after falling in love, I never fell away from love with education. I'm not saying it was always a bed of roses at all, but even in the challenges, there were opportunities for me to grow. I think I grew more from all the challenges than all the positives.
Yes, that's
that
right.
came,
and I was just about to ask,
came.
that's preempted my next question in terms of, especially being a principal, you realize that most times males dominate that area because they are more the disciplinarians and they're expected to be that. And now here you are as a principal, a female principal for 10 years and being able to manage your responsibilities and ensure, it's Bishop's High School. If we're talking about prestige and if we're talking about, discipline and having a focus, that's a very, very tall order.
Yes.
How were you able to show up as a woman in that space? I know sometimes we feel as if we have to prove a point to somebody, but you showed up being your authentic self and managing the responsibility of a principal of a secondary school in Tobago. How were you able to am I being a little bit I'm pulling this morning,
that's
right?
all right. That's all right.
How were you able to manage all of those expectations and responsibilities?
You just show up and you get it done. You just do it. And as you take advice, you learn. There are so many who have gone before me, and I stand on shoulders, great, great big shoulders. So it's not that I have to do it all for myself. So there are various places that I can turn to get advice, to vent, to just know how to operate sometimes. Sometimes behind the scenes, you don't know what's going on, you have to strengthen up sometimes, and everybody feels that you've gone out there and you've just got the job done. But it takes a lot of courage to be a teacher, but you grow into it. And you build that courage over the years of serving and doing and working with everyone. And I really believe in team. I am not me because of me. I am me because of all the people who have influenced me and all the experiences I have had. So I have now perhaps grown a little comfortable in being a principal. But that is because, as I said, the amount of influence I've had upon me and enjoying what I do. I think that is a really key part of it, that I believe in education. I believe that I can make a difference and that I do. And I want to change lives. I want to give children opportunity.
That is such a tall order. And being the principal of a school that has a name and a brand, I know that is something that can weigh on us sometimes as leaders. So tell me, in the moments when you are thinking, this is a little bit too hard, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you going all the time?
Deep breaths.
The practical part of it, yes.
Yes. Because I really believe in what I'm doing. I really believe that on my work and the work of all teachers is critical. Teaching others about service even is a critical part, and we see how the world is spinning these days. I think our jobs have become even more important than they may have ever been. There are many, many challenges. I think one of my greatest challenges is in getting opportunity for all children, to ensure that all children can achieve and have the opportunities despite their background or, whatever circumstances they may be facing. That's one of the biggest challenges. But I think knowing my challenges as well and reflecting on them also gives me the impetus to just keep going.
And I wish we could stay here all morning talking about this because I feel so good having this conversation with you this morning. But in closing, if you are to speak to a group of young women who are trying to achieve a goal that society says that's not for you, or that's too much for you, or that's too big for you, or you can't do that, what would you tell them, or how would you advise them to go about still reaching for that goal?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Go where your heart leads you. And there's nothing to stop you except other people's words. And you don't have to lean on that. Focus on positivity. Focus on your strengths and growing your strengths, and let nobody step upon your dreams and trample on them. Never do that. Wow. And they have many of us around them who are working hard to make sure that we set the right example. So they have to now take their turn to do the same for those who will come after them. So I will say, always go for it.
Absolutely. Really, really wise words. Because a lot of us tend to get discouraged when we look at what other people are doing or saying about the things we want to achieve, when we know in our hearts, this is what I have to do. This is what I was, like you were called into education and then you just had to go for it. So, so all of you was out there this morning, we do hope that you take the advice this morning. Whatever you are doing, remember that you can do it. Once it's in your heart, go after it. There's nothing to stop you. Only yourself, and don't allow yourself to stop you. We have to go for a short break this morning before we continue conversations in studio. But before we go, there's a photo of the day. The photo of the day this morning was submitted by Kerry Walcott. Can you guess where this photo was taken? Can you guess where this photo was taken? Of course, when we come back from the break, we will reveal to you. But in the meantime, feel free to send your answers in on our Facebook live stream, in our comments, or on our YouTube channel. And up next and already in studio is Mr. Joseph Morrison of the NEDCO. He is the Tobago business manager of NEDCO, and we're going to be talking about what's happening there in NEDCO this morning. So do stay with us, and as you stay, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Tobago, let your voices be heard. The Tobago Special Needs School Committee is inviting you to a series of public consultations on Monday, March 17th, 2025 at the Signal Hill Secondary School, and Wednesday, March 19th, 2025 at the Goodwood Secondary School from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come and dialogue with us as we aim to build a brighter future for Tobago's special needs community. For further details, follow the Facebook page of the Division of Education, Research and Technology.
Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. I know it's International Women's Day. We're celebrating women throughout the entire week, but we have to talk about finances. We have to talk about money also, right, and opportunities that are out there for us. So we switch gears a little bit this morning and we speak with Mr. Joseph Morrison. He is the Tobago Business Manager of NEDCO, and we're going to be talking about what's happening in NEDCO. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning and welcome to the viewers as well.
Right, a pleasure having you in studio with us this morning, and we look forward to this conversation this morning as we go through, as I mentioned, the opportunities that people are unaware of. So tell us a little bit, who is NEDCO and what does NEDCO do?
Right, so NEDCO is a government agency that is mandated under the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service to provide guidance and financing and grants and stuff for entrepreneurs throughout the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. NEDCO started in 2002. It was under the Ministry of Labor back then. But over the last 3 years, the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago saw it fit to move NEDCO to the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service. So there's a focus now more on the youth development. And this week, right, we are doing a lot of promotions with regard to women in entrepreneurship.
Of course, staying with the theme of celebrating the woman. What are some of the services that NEDCO provides? Is it that you do, is it a loan company? Is it do you do training, mentorship? What type of services are offered through the NEDCO?
Right, so NEDCO offers 4 main services. First of all, we offer advisory services where if you're interested in starting a business or you're already into a business and you want to develop the business, you can sit with one of our business advisors one-on-one and focus on specific areas of development that you think are important for the development of your business. Secondly, we offer training via workshops and webinars, and those workshops are online where you can log in the comfort of your home. You know, you can take a little time off from work from 9 to 3 on a one-day basis, and you log into the workshops, and there you get to interact with people all over Trinidad and Tobago on various topics like how to manage your cash, how to get involved in social media marketing, how to develop the marketing plan for your business, how to develop a business plan, right? You know, all those aspects that deal with how you develop your business. So we offer workshops, and of course we offer webinars where mentors can speak directly to you about how you want to develop your business in particular areas of interest. We have a grant that goes up to $20,000 to assist the micro entrepreneurs to get started with stock and equipment, right? And of course we have loans. Right now with our loan offering, we feature mainly a vehicle loan offering, which is 100% financing for a vehicle for the business. And we also offer a loan for persons who need stock and equipment, but they don't have any security. It's called the 50-50 loan. So those loan offerings help to cover from those who have, you know, the security anywhere at all, right, down to those who don't really have the security anywhere at all to start with NEDCO.
So tell us a little bit about who is eligible. What are some of the criteria that people need to have coming into NEDCO to access the grant on one hand and the loan on the other hand?
Right. So with the grants and the loans, you must have a registered business. That's important. With the grant, it's a bit flexible because some people haven't registered as yet, but you can register along the way.
As you're going along.
Because you go onto the website www.nedco.gov.tt or www.msbgrant.com, and you can register. Even though your business is not registered as yet, you can register or apply for the grant. Right. With our loans, definitely you need to, you know, register your business either as a sole trader, limited liability company, or a partnership, and we'll do a credit bureau search and that kind of thing, right? And you have your records to show that you've been in business for a while, although we do entertain startups, so persons who know going into business and you want to provide like a cash flow projection on how things will go, but you must have an in-depth understanding of what you want to do and how your business will operate. And once we got that information together, it's very easy for you to process an application with Netco.
So we're seeing that there are opportunities on the island to get the grant funding, because with grants, just to be clear, grants you don't have to pay back.
That's right.
But the loans you would have to pay back, and you'd have to work through that. So tell us, you said that as we were talking coming in, that there were probably special opportunities for women.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about what those opportunities are.
Right. So we have spent a lot of time training female entrepreneurs, even in how to generate the business idea, right? And in how to start the business. Young female entrepreneurs, persons who interested, they're not sure as yet if they want to commit the time and effort, but they want to understand how a business will operate and how to generate a business idea to create value in their community, right? And receive in exchange some kind of sustainable benefit to meet their goals, their financial goals. And we've also done a lot of work with persons who are established, women who are established, and they are whether into agro-processing, you name it. There are several areas, fashion, there are some areas that some women tend to gravitate to. And we've also seen where women have been going into landscaping, some of the traditional male-dominated areas. We've seen where women have been going into those areas, and we've been facilitating them by offering them the loan for the equipment or the grant, as the case may be. Right? Catering is a traditional area for women, and so we have done a lot of focus on preparing them to develop their business. We've also put a lot of focus on women who want to go to the next level of export. So we've partnered with Export TT to develop the export offering and capability for women in entrepreneurship.
Yeah, that sounds like, quite a balanced offering there for women. And, I do hope that, our viewers, that you will come in and maximize the opportunities that are being afforded to you where this is concerned. And I know you have an event coming up, but before we get to the event, I want to go back a little bit to the loan grant situation.
Sure.
You mentioned also that there's a loan for a car,
Yes.
A vehicle for the business.
For the business.
Does this loan apply to somebody, let's say somebody who's receiving a grant for a micro business?
Yes.
Can that person now apply for the loan for the vehicle for their business? How does that work?
The processes are separate. So the grant process is separate in terms of the channel that you would apply through. You go through www.msbgrant.com and you put in all the information, right, as to why you would like this particular loan. The grant for the business, up to $20,000. The loan application is a separate process where you come through the branch, right? Our branches are located all over Trinidad and Tobago. We have one in North, right? That's along the Queen's Park West, right? The first floor NIB building. We have the East branch in Tunapuna, the Central branch in Chaguanas, the South branch on Independence Avenue, San Fernando. Of course, the Tobago branch, which is at Glen Road Junction, right? Number 2 Glen Road Junction. In the Cipriani Labour College compound, we located there. So you can visit one of the branches, or you can call into one of the branches to start the application. We also have an online feature where you can go on to www.netco.gov.tt and you would insert which branch you're most comfortable dealing with, right? So for Tobago viewers, it would be the Tobago branch you would enter. And the application will be going in, right? Your interest will be going into the Tobago branch, and we will call you now to follow up to talk about the requirements for the loan and that kind of thing.
Earlier on, you were talking about in terms of the support that is given to females primarily. So I know that you do a lot of mentorship and you give advice. Where do we go next from here? So you start up this business. How do you maximize the business? How do you ensure that you have marketing and all these types of things?
Yes.
How do you streamline that kind of information to ensure that everybody who applies or who's a partner, I would say, with Netco would benefit maximally?
Right. So from the standpoint of your individual goal, right, what you want to achieve, our business advisors will work with you to develop a business plan, right? So the business plan becomes the overarching tool that you're going to use to chart the course, right, going forward. And of course, it's malleable. It's what you would be able to change over time, right? You'll be able to make alterations to it based on the dynamics of the situation, the market that you want to operate in. And based on that, you will want to sit with our business advisor right? And they can even point you to a mentor who has been in the field before and is willing to guide you, coach you, on how to interact with your suppliers, where to get the best prices, how to create offerings for your customers that are unique, that the customers really would want to gravitate to you to get, and how to get yourself out there, right? That people know what you have to offer and come to you, on a sustained basis. And that's what our mentorship program assists you with. Yeah.
Well, I know you have, something coming up, right?
Yes.
And I want to talk a little bit about that, give the people the information and how they are able to benefit from what you are offering.
Right. So on Friday, we want to be at the front of the Port Mall, this same building, and we will be out under the tent there, just meeting persons who are interested in becoming entrepreneurs and providing guidance to them, how to get involved with Nedco and develop their business in the areas that we just mentioned, the loans, the grants, the business advisory services, the workshops, webinars. We'll be looking out for the younger generation who are really interested in starting a business, or they want to generate the ideas, right? So they want to look at where they can create value in their community and be reasonably compensated for it in a sustainable way. Some of them are looking at, on the one hand, okay, I want to do my academic studies or my technical studies, but at the same time, I would like to go into business. So how do I balance that? Right? So we're going to be meeting and treating with persons in the public space to be able to give them the guidance and the tools necessary to go further with Nedco. Because at the end of the day, Nedco is about developing entrepreneurship in Trinidad and Tobago, and we really want to see that sector, the micro-enterprise sector, up to the small sector. We want to see people grow their business to the extent where they can contribute meaningfully to the economy of Trinidad and Tobago.
Any good. So as we round up, maybe you could tell Tobago, the listening, viewing public, some of the contact information. So let's just say they can't get to the office. So give them the contact information so we could call, we could go on the websites. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Right. So we are at 821-5811. That's, you call there and someone will answer the phone to give you some directions on what you would like to do. We also on www.nedco.gov.tt. We on Facebook as well and Instagram, right? So you can just do the general search and pull us up. Even on Google, if you want to find the branch, you just type in Nedco Tobago and it will give you the Google directions to get to the branch, right? And of course, via email, you have the officers. We have a Nedco_Tobago email address that it will come to the branch and we would action the email accordingly. And at my email address is jmorrison@nedco.gov.tt. Okay, so we have several avenues by which someone could reach the branch.
Well, Mr. Morrison, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for giving us all of that information. And I do hope that we can maximize the opportunities, tomorrow morning at the Port Mall. You could just come along, get the information and find out what is being offered there at Nedco. Yes. Thank you so much for coming in. I do hope success, and I do hope that people do come out and that you're able to give out grants upon grants upon grants. And of course, people apply for loans as well. Yes. So the economy of Tobago could get a little boost. We could continue moving in collaboration with the partners who are also on board where that is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, were you able to guess the photo of the day? Were you able to guess the photo of the day? I'm looking on the Facebook live stream and I see Sugar Chelsea. I hope I'm pronouncing your surname correctly. Beverlette. She got it correct. That is in fact Plymouth, the Plymouth playground there. She got that correct. That photo was submitted by Kerry Walcott. Beautiful, beautiful Tobago. And before we go to the break, we have another photo for you to figure out. This one is the back in the day in Tobago. Back in the day in Tobago. When we come back, of course, you must know where this is, right? We're going to figure this out as well when we come back from the break. But we're so happy that you're here with us this morning. And I'm so happy to have Dr. Faith in studio with me as my co-host this morning. Isn't she doing amazing? Send some love hearts in our comments to show how much you appreciate my co-host this morning. But in the meantime, we have to go for a short break, and as we go, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. And up next in studio and ready to go, we have Leisa Hamilton, Acting Divisional Fire Officer. We're going to be talking about women in protective services. We'll be right back.
Tobago, let your voices be heard. The Tobago Special Needs School Committee is inviting you to a series of public consultations on Monday, March 17th, 2025 at the Signal Hill Secondary School and Wednesday, March 19th, 2025 at the Goodwood Secondary School from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come and dialogue with us as we aim to build a brighter future for Tobago's special needs community. For further details, follow the Facebook page of the Division of Education, Research and Technology.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
The Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm. On Easter weekend 2025, Tobago is the place to be from April 17th to 20th. The Rhythm, the Soul of Tobago. On Thursday, April 17th, get ready for a worship experience at the Shore Park Complex with Melodies from Heaven. Melodies from Heaven. Then on Saturday, 19th April, immerse yourself in the sun, sea, and sand at the Buku Seafood and Jazz Festival, featuring legends of R&B. On Sunday, 20th April, we bring the curtains down at Parade Grounds, Dwight York Stadium for Fusion. Get your tickets on islandetickets.com now or visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for more info. Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival 2025. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show. And with me, I have one of the top fire officers on the island. We have Miss Leisa Hamilton, who's the acting divisional fire officer in Tobago. Welcome, Miss Hamilton. And
thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So we were talking in the break, and we were talking about the fact that fire officers are traditionally men. How is it that you got to this point?
I got to this point from seeing the ad, and also my father was a fire officer. So way back when.
So how long have you been in the service?
And this year, December 1st, will mark 33 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
33 years as a fire officer. So, you know, let me be honest. When I think of fire officers, I think of people who are climbing up into burning buildings. I think of people who are running in where everyone else is trying to run out. That shows a level of courage. So tell us, how is it being a female in this male-dominated kind of environment?
It takes a lot. It seems like every day you have to renew yourself in that working environment, right? And I could remember it's a great risk. Years ago when I was a firefighter on watch, we had a bushfire up at Sully Park near the powder magazine, and that was really scary. And that was one of the time I had to wear a breathing apparatus set, a self-contained breathing apparatus set for that fire, and it was risky. I was kind of scared at the time, but we got through, and it was at night, and we got through the night safely, and everything went on well. Yeah.
Wow, I mean, it is risky, a risky business. Fire is no joke. And you know, as Dr. Faith mentioned, you know, it's a male-dominated industry where you see, traditionally you think about going into burning buildings, climbing up ladders, dealing with all of these types of issues. How is it for you to manage in terms of the masculinity part of it, being a feminine, being a female rather, in that industry, and still having to be your authentic self, still being a woman, however, carrying out the tasks that you are responsible for?
Well, it takes a lot. It really takes a lot because you have to remain physically fit. And I remember, well, when I went to train, I was really physically fit coming out from track and field. I used to play some netball and basketball as well. And that helped me through, especially the first 10 years in the organization. You have to be physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically fit because dealing with men, and especially the first time when women went into work, which I am part of, back in 1992, training, and we finished in 1993, July 1993, men had to also dress back with their behavior because you know how men behave, especially when they are in their own space, how they behave and the things that may come out from their mouths and so forth. So when we went there, they had to dress back. They told them they had to take down posters of women in their lockers and all these things, and it was really difficult for them to treat with that. So the teaching was hard for us as well because they didn't comply with women being there. And I think still for today, it is difficult for men, especially when they see women rising in the organization. It's a bitter pill to swallow, so to speak. And they are like, okay, I'm going to work today. How am I going to deal with women today? You know, like they are like that every day, moving out from their homes, coming to the job. But what I have to say is that they have to come to terms with it. It's not going to change. The government of Trinidad and Tobago will still employ women into the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, no matter what. They have to deal with it.
And you know, I just want to read before we continue. Question is coming from on our Facebook live stream, coming in here from one of your supporters, somebody who's supporting you here, Leisa Hamilton, girl from Plymouth. She has done well. Jillian Lewis, Yvette Lyons Fraser were also pioneers. And this is from Miss Thirtica Williams coming in this morning, giving you that measure of support this morning.
Oh my, that's touching. Yes, that's really touching. And woman to woman, it's really, I have to embrace it.
That's right, that's right. And as we're talking about woman to woman and how touching it is, sometimes we get accused, I will use the word accused, of using our emotions to guide us. However, that is who we are. Innately, we are nurturers. We operate from a place of feelings.
True.
How have you been able to allow your emotions to help you to make decisions that in the end worked out for all involved? Because you don't always want to be logical and hard, but sometimes you have to apply the human touch. So how have you been able to balance that?
Sometimes I get emotional. Sometimes people say I was easy to vex, but I think that's a defense mechanism that I have going for me. And some say that I listen. I listen to firefighters and their problems, especially since I've been elevated. And I also show a sense of concern because we are all humans. Things happen to us. We go through stress, all kind of situations. We have children, family, friends, even your extended family. Sometimes somebody will reach out to you, you never know. But I try as an officer in the work, even from firefighter days, to be a certain way where I know I'm in an environment with not me alone. There are other people there, and you have to show the respect there. And I think this is where we are even breaking down in society as well, where discipline and the lack of respect. I show respect to a person, no matter if they are older than me, younger than me, it doesn't matter. We are all humans, and we must show that human nature side of us, right? And for a woman, it is internal. And that, as I say, that's in her DNA. Can't get away from that.
That's right, that's right. So tell me,
What keeps you motivated? How are you able to go through 30-something years of this and still going strong and still being the face that in other young, because I'm sure there are young girls now looking at you and thinking, wait, wow, I could be a fire officer. I didn't know that this was an option, and there's a woman doing it, rising to a very high level in the organization. What keeps you motivated?
I must say that Almighty God keeps me motivated. That's one. My mother, Ingrid Sandy, and she's not in the country right now. She's in England enjoying herself. She keeps me motivated. She's a strong woman. And I also copied from my two grandmothers, although they are all gone, Dinah Sandy and Olga Richardson. But I say my mother and also my other half, and also my brothers. I have 3 brothers. And I think you know one of them greatly. He's the distinguished gentleman who dressed up with his sash and everything.
Yes.
For Easter and all that.
Right.
That's my brother, Derek Hamilton. Kerwin Hamilton, my other brother, and Courtney Hamilton, he lives in America. So
strong family support.
Yes, strong family support.
And I'm hearing you calling the name Sandy, and I'm realizing that we've probably related.
Yes, we are.
So good. I'm so glad to hear that kind of support coming from all around and having those people, both men and women, being there to support you as you go along.
And it is very important, that village, you know, we say take a village to raise a child, and so your community, your village coming together to give you that measure of support really is important. And I do hope that our viewers will pay attention to the people who are around you, who are helping to build you and to help to support your dreams and your goals, and to ensure that you remain grounded in whatever you are doing. You know, any closing remarks for our viewers this morning in terms of
I have a poem that I put together yesterday.
Wow.
My strongest suit is not singing, but I like to write. And writing also keeps me motivated. So can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
All right. Woman was born the backbone of civilization. Woman at the helm since the plantation. Woman kept the family together during wars and famine. But woman still knows her place at the wake of every dawn. Woman always strives. She knows how to be content and survive. Woman has since shattered the glass ceiling. She is in every field and undertakings, and as she continues to bring forth new creations, don't leave her out from any decision that needs direction. She remains more beautiful each international year and becomes even more successful, embracing equity for all. So that's my
Wow. Absolutely amazing for raising. And you know, the team behind everybody in the studio is clapping in the background. We hear the production team clapping there. You know, really, really good stuff. We need to get that published. We need to get that published. You know, as a woman, I really do appreciate the fact that you put pen to paper for this, that you prepared this and brought it in here to share with all of our viewers this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Dr. Faith,
I'm so glad that you asked the question and you asked the open-ended question, because that allowed you to read your poem, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. You've really been an inspiration to, let me speak for myself, you've been an inspiration to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wow.
Yes, the pleasure. And that's what this is all about, celebrating who we are as women. And I'm so happy we were able to have the giggles.
Yes.
Because that's who we are as a woman. Sometimes we're called to be hard and tough, but we have the feminine side as well, which we can embrace each other, laugh, you know, cry, be emotional. That's who we are. And that poem, it did something for me. It really, really did. It caused me to feel like kind of how, you know? You know? So I'm so happy for that. I really, really am so happy for that. So flowers to you this morning. Flowers to you this morning. And of course, to all our female viewers, far and wide, we do appreciate you. We'll continue to celebrate you for the entire week and all our days, because without a woman, where would I be? You know, where would I be? Before we wrap up, of course, you know, we have to come to the end of the morning show. But before we go, did you guess the photo back in the day? Did you guess the photo back in the day? Dr. Faye, do you want to tell our people?
What is this, Roxborough, that Lamy Road back there going into close to Roxborough Sack? Yeah, man.
Yes, of course. I'm no better person than Dr. Faye to tell us where this is. And I do hope that you as our viewers were able to guess it. And even if you didn't, now you know. know. Now you know, ladies and gentlemen. I must say thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you to Dr. Faith, my guest co-host this morning, for being in studio with me and helping me go through these conversations. I'm sure you heard some really good questions coming from her this morning, and I wonder if I want to keep her in studio here with me for the rest of the day. But in the meantime, of course, we have to end the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, but it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to GMT, and we do hope that you could stay with us. And as you stay, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
International Women's Day to all the women in Tobago and out throughout the world. The theme this year is Accelerate Action, and that just simply says supporting the women and young girls in whatever that they are doing. We not only, besides supporting, we need to get together, embrace each other, and go out there and do what is supposed to be done to assist all women and young girls.
This year's theme for International Women's Day is embracing equity, and as you can see, we are embracing equity at this point in time where all the ladies from the various services are together here at the Tobago I Love Tobago site.
Good morning to the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. I am Leisa Hamilton, Acting Divisional Fire Officer Leisa Hamilton. And I am a female in the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. We trained on the 1st of December 1992, and I am still here representing the first female in the organization. Females for the Women's International, it means a lot to me because women have been part of the backbone of this country, whether we acknowledge it or not. But we are. We exemplify power, also control, where we are part of the system in this country where we simplify things. People don't see it that way, but we bring simplicity to complexity. And we are here breaking the glass ceiling, going forward for the future in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
3615 Firefighter Roberts, attached to the ambulance section, fire service.
Number 4365 Firefighter Divines, attached to Blue Watch Scarborough, Tobago Division. We are celebrating Women's Day. We just want to say that woman is power. We are here to show our dominance and woman all the way. Thank you.
Hi, so today we had an awesome day. It was eventful. We met a lot of women who continue to break glass ceilings, who continue to carry the stance and thoughts of women, who continue to move away from detractors and naysayers. So we would have learned a lot. We would have met, as I said, beautiful women, and we encourage them to continue to strive always for excellence.
think with this facility having been down for about 10 years or somewhere thereabout, I think it's an excellent initiative and that it was recommissioned. I was talking to one of the other educators here, and he said that it was a very good program for the students, especially at the CSEC level. So I think it's an excellent initiative, and I'm very proud of the present administration for working so feverishly and assiduously to get it back up and running.
Yes, I am very excited about the reopen of the Kendall Aquatic Facility. I hope to come and learn to swim properly.
I'm very excited about the reopening, and I hope to come and take swimming lessons.
The problem we had was that the leak, the facility had a leak and caused the major shutdown. So now that it is back, all the programs you see happening in the west will be in the east, and even more, because while it was down, we were planning how we're going to do a lot of things. So what you see down in the west will be up in the east.
I'm challenging you all for us to work with agencies such as the YMCA in having an even more robust and inclusive program so that we can ensure by a defined date all Tobago's students and young people can actually swim. You should not live on an island and not be able to swim. And with what we are seeing in terms of climate changes, what we are seeing in terms of the battle with the sea on our coasts, all of our young people from as early as possible should learn to swim.
This pool belongs to you. It is a space for your families to bond, for your communities to gather, and for individuals to focus on their health and wellness. Whether it's a child learning to swim for the very first time, an athlete training for the next level of competition, or a senior enjoying low-impact exercise, this facility caters for everyone.
Was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But this morning, you know, we are continuing with our International Women's Week session here on Tobago Update. So what does that mean? That means that we are chatting with a number of powerful, impactful women from Tobago that are dominating their industries and sectors. And of course, I have a co-host that's going to be joining me this morning so that we can have those conversations. But we're going to hold a bit on that. While you're probably guessing who my co-host might be, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Now, the United Kingdom government has announced that all Trinidad and Tobago nationals now require a visa to enter the United Kingdom, including for short-stay visits effective March 12, 2025. The decision follows a sharp rise in Trinidad and Tobago nationals arriving as visitors and later claiming asylum. A six-week transition period allows pre-booked travelers with an ETA to enter visa-free until April 23, 2025. Trinidad and Tobago officials expressed disappointment, calling the move disproportionate. The United Kingdom aims to process visas within 15 days with a 6-month visa costing £115. The requirements will be reviewed over time. Additionally, the High Court has denied the Tobago House of Assembly bid to overturn a default judgment requiring it to pay $18.3 million to Nasvik Contractors Limited for breach of contract. Justice R. Rahim ruled that the THA failed to present a viable defense and acted recklessly in handling the case. The THA claimed lawsuit documents were misplaced due to office relocation, but delayed action for months. The court found no justification for its failure to respond promptly. The THA must now pay the full amount and cover legal costs for Nasvik Contractors Limited. And finally, the shores of Tobago embraced a momentous occasion as the World Luxury Residence at Sea, the largest private residential yacht, arrived at the port of Scarborough yesterday. This historic visit marks the first time the vessel overnighted on the island, signifying a significant milestone for Tobago's tourism industry. The yacht is set to depart today at 8 p.m. And that was our news in 90 seconds. And now this morning, it's time for us to reveal our guest host this morning. This morning, I have the privilege of sitting in studio with a young woman in politics that actually sits on the minority bench this morning, dressed in pink, very bright and shining this morning. We have Miss Petal Benoit. Good morning. Mrs. Petal Benoit. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Chanel. Good morning, Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago. I am really delighted to be here as your co-host celebrating this special edition of International Women's Day.
Excellent. And we are happy to have you. Usually you are on that side, but as a guest. So this morning, we are here to offer all the support that you need, and seeing you switch roles and be co-host this morning. But even in your own capacity, you have done great things to, from being a young person coming up in politics and accounting and setting new standards and breaking glass ceilings. For you, how important is it to be a part of series like this as we celebrate and embrace women in different industries?
I think it's very important because we need to show other young women, particularly those coming up, that they can achieve anything. So, there's this favorite verse that anything you put your mind to, you can achieve. And I think when they see other people excelling, that are their neighbors, their friends, persons in society and community, it motivates them to want to achieve as well.
Excellent. And this morning, we also have an amazing guest that's joining us online.
Yes, we do.
All right, and do you want to introduce our guest this morning?
Sure. So this morning we have a powerful lady joining us, and she's a powerhouse in ministry who has planted churches across the region, impacted lives through media, and she has also written several books. She is Apostle Jillian Selkridge, and I hope that I pronounced that surname correctly. So this morning we want to welcome Apostle Jillian.
Thank you, ladies, and thank you for the invitation to join you this morning, and also just welcoming everyone in Tobago. Just happy to be a daughter of the soil of Tobago, and happy to be with you.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you are no baby to this ministry thing. You have been in the game for 20 years now. Well, I mean, I would assume that your walk with Christ would have begun a lot earlier than that. But when it comes to building ministries, regionally, internationally, you have been doing this for the last 20 years. Now, when we look at the time that you would have started, that's 20 years ago, that was still the time where the philosophy that women should sit and be quiet, and women should not preach, and women should not lead in ministry, and that men are the head. That was the philosophy during that time. So tell us about how difficult it was for you to break into ministry as a woman leader, and how has that transition been ever since, especially now that we have evolved to a totally different time?
Wow, excellent question. And I was, preparing for this session and thinking about the same question. And do you know what helped me is that prior to doing ministry, I was one of the first persons to start the government agency, the Small Business Development Company in Tobago. That's where I started off. And I had just been fresh out of UE. And, I would go to all the villages in Tobago helping to launch and to train persons and to help them find financing for their businesses, etc. I would have been there in the time of the deceased Honorable Mr. Charles. And so, that really, really helped me. And then I moved to Trinidad and I headed the agency in San Fernando. And I would represent the country in St. Lucia and the OAS meetings, etc. And I feel that would have really helped me, to see first the needs of people. Now, you are right. I gave my heart to the Lord at age 12, and I had very great parents. My father was a pastor and elder, and I think looking at him, that helped him to train me as a speaker. Anytime I had to speak, he vetted my speeches, etc. But never ever in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be there going to the nations, going to Africa, going to the UK and speaking. I just never thought. But when God spoke to me, God spoke to my heart. I was in my office that day and he said, it's time to resign from this job. And so it was so strong because it wasn't my desire. So I knew it was God. And he said, yes, it's time for you to do what I made you to do, what you were born to do. At that time, I also ran, alongside my husband, a very successful business at the Gulf City Mall. And so it wasn't that like I was looking for money. I was like, I was concerned about what was I born to do and am I doing what I was born to do? And when that call came to my heart, nothing could stop me. I couldn't be satisfied with what I had. I had to respond to the call. So yes, it was the time Yes, I myself grappled with it. Am I supposed to be preaching? Am I supposed to? But I would hear the voice saying, I have called you to do much more than this, to bring my word to the nations. And guess what? 20 years later, I wouldn't choose anything else. I am so satisfied to see lives touched, to see people change. And while my friends, people went to school with me are retiring, I am retired. I am so excited about what I do.
This is so awesome, Apostle. And you spoke to the fact that you were being called. And sometimes many women feel called to lead but hesitate due to societal expectations or whatever may be happening in their life at the particular time. What advice would you give to women who feel that calling but are unsure about stepping forward?
Like Mary, you're probably doing something that's rare because there are a lot of women in ministry who operate at the lay levels, all right? But it's a little more uncommon to find women who are at the helm of ministry or starting a movement, starting. Sometimes you think it's just a small thing you're starting, but you don't even realize that God is starting a global movement in you and through you. And like Mary, find an Elizabeth. That's the first thing I'd say. Find an Elizabeth. And what is that? Find another woman who has done it before. And sometimes we think that people don't want to help, to mentor us, and that's not true. That's not true. I make myself available to any woman or man who feels the call to do business, to do ministry, to do business also. I believe in souls and sales, all right? I say for a mentor who has walked that road before you, who has done it before. They help to prepare you, they help to galvanize you because you will have to be strong. The doors are not going to open easily. Sometimes you're going to kick them in. Sometimes you've got to come back and keep knocking in the face of no's. And so find that person. Secondly, develop a strong relationship with God. It cannot just be that you're a good speaker, that yes, you could move the crowds. No, this is not. I think the era for doing motivational speaking and being able to help people, I mean, that will only take you to a certain level. But people have real problems, ladies, and especially if you're a politician, you understand that people, women and men, have real problems, problems dealing with the generations in their homes, children, real problems in their marriages, in their relationships. People have sometimes life-shattering experiences. And they are coming to us because they need sometimes an intervention that could only be spiritual. I face situations with persons that they aren't even psychologists who know exactly what to tell you to do. I counsel psychologists from time to time, all right? Because at some point in time, people realize that life is spiritual, and therefore there are some things that will only be dealt with successfully with the spiritual dimension. And so you have to have a strong, unmoving relationship with God, and everybody can have that. Every single person can have it, men and women. And so you're called to do that. You need that, because sometimes your very own self, sometimes yourself, you start saying, probably I'm not enough, probably I didn't hear it well, probably this is not for me, because you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested. You're going to be tested sometimes by the people closest to you, by the people who said that they will follow you. All right? You're going to have some Judas in your life, man, but that's okay.
Right.
That's okay. You learn out of my unswerving faith in God, I have a God that I can go to and I can open my heart to and I could listen to the Holy Spirit and get directions. And before long, you realize I take a sleep, I get up tomorrow and I'm ready to go again. And the answers come as I press into God. And then just keep believing. I'm just one for being optimistic. I really believe that with God, nothing is impossible. Nothing, nothing. I don't care if it is cancer. I don't care if it is rebellion that you're dealing with. It really doesn't matter. It is nothing for God. And out of that place of relationship with Him and that strong belief that this thing is going to work for my good and for the good of others, you keep moving and you keep doing well. And yeah.
Excellent. And I mean, marriage in itself, I have heard, not from experience, is already difficult as is. And it seems that marriages in the church, and specifically in ministry among pastors, apostles, bishops, tend to be under fire. How do you manage having to be a strong leader while being a quote unquote submissive wife and having a successful marriage?
Great. So the first powerful question. Wow. The first thing that I want to say to the person who is going to take any position of leadership, whether nationally or locally, once as a woman, it is twice as hard for you as it is for a man. That's why any woman who makes it at the highest levels, there is a level of strength that you have to walk in order for this, for you to do this. And what do I mean? You still, being a wife is extremely demanding. A wife, just ordinarily, to keep a man happy, it's not the easiest thing to take care of your children. So you still have to cook, very likely. You still have to be on top of the children's homework, and even when your spouse is supportive, being a woman is hard work. But you still will have to meet all the needs of your congregants. And for me, I have multiple congregants in different nations. All right. And at the same time, take care of home. So what do I say to any woman who is ambitious and thinking of going to the highest levels, or that you're called to operate there? Faith in God, 1. 2, be very clear that anything that's worth having, you have to be willing to fight for, to have it and to maintain it. And fighting, I'm not talking about fighting people. I'm talking about doing what you can do, doing the best that you can do to walk spouse, to support your spouse in what your spouse does, to give him the respect, make sure that you don't emasculate him, make sure that you are doing all that you can do, and making sure that you really believe in God. So you spend the time in prayer, and you spend the time in prayer for your marriage. And having done all you could do is stand after that. But I want to speak to that woman. I keep shifting. I want to speak to that woman who has done all that, and still the marriage may not have stood. You may not have been able to have a successful marriage. Still keep your focus going. Keep your head high. Keep trusting God, because a marriage is dependent on two persons. And every marriage that fails is not necessarily the fault of both persons. It takes two to tango. It takes two to remain married. So you still do everything you can. You know what you're supposed to do. Submit to that man. Support that man. I give God praise today for my husband, is Fahrenheit, the gospel artist. He's also a powerful preacher and minister. I thank God for him. I thank God for our marriage. I bless God.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you so much this morning.
So, Apostle, we thank you for sharing with us. Your journey is truly inspiring. And, you know, your wisdom is something that we can all learn from. So we thank you for sharing your journey with us, and may you continue to touch lives and inspire many.
Excellent.
Thank you, ladies. And I just want to release the blessing of God on you, on your families, and all the women who are listening to us this morning. I want you to please know that our world is changing before our very eyes in unprecedented ways. The demands that are being made now on our world or on us as people, we need the help of God, but we will make it because God has seen every civilization. And I just want to encourage us. I want to help to empower you and to say, yes, you can make it. God will give you everything you need for your generation. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. And thank you.
Excellent. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to be back with much more conversation right after this. So see you soon.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
The Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm. On Easter Weekend 2025, Tobago is the place to be from April 17th to 20th. The Rhythm, the Soul of Tobago. On Thursday, April 17th, get ready for a worship experience at the Shore Park Complex with Melodies from Heaven. Melodies from Heaven. Then on Saturday, 19th April, immerse yourself in the sun, sea, and sand at the Buku Seafood and Jazz Festival, featuring legends of R&B. On Sunday, 20th April, we bring the curtains down at Parade Grounds, Dwight York Stadium for Fusion. Get your tickets on islandetickets.com now or visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for more info. Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival 2025. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Tobago
Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
So good morning again and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago as we continue our special coverage of International Women's Day 2025. And today we celebrate women who are making an impact in business, wellness, and leadership. And our next guest is someone who truly embodies this spirit. She is a true example of resilience, reinvention, and entrepreneurship. She started her career as a systems engineer, a field where women are still underrepresented, and has since successfully transitioned into the business world as the owner of Oasis Juice and Salad Bar. Her journey is a testament to the power of taking risks, embracing change, and following your passion. So this morning we are pleased to be joined by the owner of Oasis, Miss Glennis Wi Lauren. So welcome.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning, and it's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And sitting and chatting with you in this capacity. Usually, we're ordering our salads or juices, and we say this is the lady that takes all of our money every lunchtime here at the Port Mall on the second floor at Oasis Salad Bar. Now, you would have really tapped into a niche where persons started transitioning into trying to live a healthier lifestyle. So you really took advantage of that as it relates to entrepreneurship. Tell us about why it's important, as persons in business, not just women, to understand the climate and understand how to position yourself to benefit from that.
I will say, you look and see what is needed, what persons need in this society that we're in, what is the desire of persons. People normally express this very by the way, but if you pay attention to what they're saying and what they're asking, it will give you an idea of, is that a niche market? Is it needed? How many persons are doing it? How many are not? But me getting into salad and juicing in Tobago was because I came and there was no salad bar. And I love salads. I eat a lot of salads. And that's how it began.
Excellent. But outside of Oasis, you began as a systems engineer. And for persons, like myself, millennials, we thought that the software engineers and software analysts were quite a recent thing. But you were doing this for a long time. Tell us about your journey, your career. Tell us a little bit about that.
My journey started and career with doing accounting. And my husband was a professional. My job took a lot of time. And I thought it fit to stop working as a professional and be a stay-at-home mom. And while being a stay-at-home mom, I started studying to become a systems engineer so I could then become an entrepreneur and work for myself. And that's how I got into that field. It was a little challenging because most of the persons at that time were young persons. I was the oldest in the class, and I was serious about completing and committed to having that time for myself, to be able to work for myself and also have that time to be very present in his life.
Awesome. Yes. So what inspired you, or what inspired that shift from engineering to entrepreneurship?
I remember one day being in a gym, and I think it was between perimenopause and menopause. And after a spin class, I was sitting there talking with another young lady, Paula Henderson, and she said, "What's happened?" And I was explaining to her, and she said, "That's why I'm studying nutrition." I said, "You are?" She said, "Yes. So we could take care of ourselves. Doctors don't know nutrition that well." And she gave me all the details and all the information. I looked into it, and there began my health coaching and studying to become a nutritionist so I could take care of myself and my health. Because to be healthy, fit, you can conquer any job.
Excellent. And so we know you and your husband as being somewhat of what we call a power couple. He's a pilot and you were in engineering, systems engineering. So how were you able to strike that balance between having two extremely powerful careers? Let us know, because you said you did eventually leave and became a stay-at-home mom.
The timing was right. That was God's doing. He retired just about the time I began this. He's not fully retired, And he was there to support me and help me all through it all. Without him, none of this would be possible. I mean, the staff, some of my family members, my aunt, Geraldine Leader, Makachi Leader, and everybody else who saw my vision, because sometimes you can have a vision and nobody else sees it. I was discouraged initially, but being a powerhouse, as you put it, it really takes patience with each other and seeing each other's vision, and other people seeing it, and that coming together made it happen.
What would you say are some of your high points or your high points as you ventured into entrepreneurship and the opening of the Oasis salad bar and juice?
I would say the embracing of it all from a lot of customers, sometimes on very tough or hard days, and you express that to them and they say, no, we need you. You need to be here for us for lunch, you know. That has really pushed me to keep striving and keep continuing. It was really a high point when we had challenges to get produce, and they will still come and they say, just make me anything. Once you make me something, I know it will be healthy. You know, those are high points to me, that people are satisfied with what we offer.
Excellent. And well, we want to take this time to thank you for venturing into an area that had not been ventured into before, and having the vision and expressing that vision to the persons in your inner circle, and doing it regardless of the no's or the persons who may have said, well, this is a KFC and Royal Castle people. They're not going to come and spend all that money on a salad, and they could just go by the market and make a salad. But everything that comes along with having these new, fresh ideas. But I'm sure that this is something that you saw worked well outside of Tobago. How important is it for women, particularly women who want to be in entrepreneurship, who want to lead, to try their best to get that international exposure that is needed to help shift their perspectives?
Travel, read, divine intervention, talk to God. He downloads a lot of vision, but mainly traveling, finding people who have done it and done it well, following them, getting in contact with them. I think that really, really will augur well for that.
Excellent. And so as it relates to women and the importance of personal growth, personal development, and specifically you said the importance of health and wellness and just taking care of your body. There are women who would say, well, I cannot afford an Oasis salad every lunchtime. What advice do you have for women as it relates to maintaining that femininity, but also maintaining their health and their physique?
Well, affordability. Having a budget and sticking with that budget will help, because we have to do the same thing. We would love to provide certain things, but then prices go up, prices go down. And you just have to find that synergy and balance in that spending. You have to take care of your health. It costs, it really does. But if I have $100 and I would like to spend that on my health, I will go for some greens. I might try a supplement, healthy juice. If I can't afford it, I'll have water, may step up to coconut water. But you have to budget and try your best to eat healthy. It really helps you mentally, physically in your daily routines.
And what would you say are some of the biggest health mistakes, particularly women, make, and how do we improve?
Not listening to our bodies. we must listen to our bodies, and we have to pay special attention to every stage that we get to. I think that will be one of our biggest mistakes, not listening to what's happening within us, getting checkups, doing our checkups, getting our pap smears, making sure we do our breast examinations, and exercise.
Right.
Pray, make time for God. That's spirituality, keep you grounded. But health-wise, yeah.
Excellent. And even for the young women watching this morning, is there anything that if you had it to do over again, you would have done it differently? And so you would advise the next generation to do it like this?
Ooh. What did I say? I did my research. I missed a few things in between, yes. The workforce, staffing, that was a big issue. But if you're a sole trader, then you rely on yourself and your resilience, hard work, persistence. And if you are looking to go out and develop an entire business and staff it, training. Customer service training for staff especially. And they must have that natural ability to provide service. We're here to serve. We're not just here for a 9 to 5 and a paycheck. So I would advise them to make sure they do their due diligence and have a professional do interviews and get the right persons to see your vision, to have it with you, and to go through that experience.
Excellent. I think that was an excellent response and something that we can all take into any sector of business that we want to get into. And yeah, so I want to say a special thank you to you for providing my lunch. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Yeah, and doing it with such grace as well. And we want to thank you here at Tobago Updates for being a part of this morning's discussions.
I thank you. I thank you.
Yes.
I thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Glennis. You were awesome this morning, and sharing your journey and your experience, because I remember when Oasis opened and it was at the Esplanade.
Exactly.
And you saw the flyer coming around, and everybody wondered, you're gonna eat salad every day. And I think when I tasted the salad for the first time, it caused you to have return customers. It was really, really tasty. And you also wanted to experience other items on the menu.
Thank you.
What you have brought to Tobago, and this was a novel venture. Thank you for promoting health and wellness on the island.
Yeah,
Our best wishes to you.
And let me just say, you have also caused me to step up my salad making game.
Lovely.
Because now I have pecans, cranberries, feta cheese,
very
all
nice.
of these things in my fridge. So when I'm making my salad at home, I cannot reduce my standard. I have to maintain the Oasis standard. So you have raised the standard of how we think about salads, because before it used to be tomato, cucumber, lettuce, carrots, right? So now we have exotic salads at home, and so when we are not home and we can't make it for ourselves, we know we got to run by
just balance
Oasis.
those proteins, fibers, and you're good.
Excellent. Well, guys, unfortunately, we have to round up the discussion this morning because I am going to be a part of that women debate, women in leadership debate that's happening at the Assembly Legislature this morning. And we have a number of our Tobago Updates women that are going to be a part of that debate. We have a young lady, Joseph Dan, that you often see here on Tobago Updates. We also have Mrs. Jewel Green George, who does the book club She hosts the book club here on Tobago Updates, and a number of other outstanding young Tobago women. I know that Corey's Nancis, who is also the technical advisor at the Division of Tourism, she's also going to be a part of that debate. We have as the presiding officer, Miss Kimmy Potts, and a number of popular faces that you tend to see around here in Tobago. So we look forward to supporting the young women this morning. Now that's starting at 9. That means I'm already late, but guess what? I'm going to be there regardless. I am speaker number 15 this morning, and we are talking about period poverty and all that can be done here on the island of Tobago to reduce period poverty. Again, I want to say thank you to my co-host, Ms. Petal Benoit. You did an excellent job this morning.
Thank you very much. It was an honor being here. I am delighted as Tobago Updates, and I must commend Tobago Updates for this initiative. It's a really good one, celebrating women, and let's keep pushing forward.
Excellent. And again, to all guests this morning, you did excellent. So we want to thank you for being here, and we know that your friends and family watching are very proud, and you did a great job at representing the Oasis Salad Bar this morning. So guys, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussion. I want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, guys, be sure to stay tuned because that debate is about to start. All right? Have a great day.